unique experience. And it's funny because I will still have like girls recognize me from that movie even now, and it's been like 16 years. But yeah, I when we made that movie, we made it in Utah, and I don't think any of us had any idea like what it was going to be. Like there's and you usually don't, like you kind of go into
Sure.
making anything with like no expectations. Like I'm just telling a story, I'm just acting and whatever. And we realized it was something when we were hearing like stories at the time, like Redbox and Netflix were holding our movie Minor Details, and they would get reports that the DVD was no longer usable because like little girls were watching it so much like on repeat that the DVDs were no longer functioning. And so once we started hearing that from them, we're like, oh my gosh, like this movie it's really being watched a lot. Like it's kind of like becoming a bit of a cult classic. And none of us anticipated that. Social media was not what it is now at that time, and so we didn't quite get like the TikTok break that would have happened now. But I did have like a bunch of girls adding me on Facebook, and like trying to connect with me on like other platforms with like AIM and Yahoo Messenger and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a pretty crazy time. And like I remember one time I grew up in a very, very small town called Converse, Texas, which is a suburb of San Antonio. And we were at the Walgreens in my neighborhood, which I've literally been to every single day up until that point, of my life. And this little girl looked up at me and was like, "You're Abby from Minor Details." And I was like, "What?" Like in the middle of nowhere, Converse, Texas, at my home Walgreens, like this girl recognizes me. That was crazy. So that was pretty insane. And like I said, it still happens now. I'll have people be like, "I know you from somewhere, but I can't place it." And they're like, "Oh my gosh, wait a minute. Like I watched a movie, I watched you growing up my whole childhood." So it's kind of fun.